they pull it to a 2-possession game, and they answer right back. Marlon played fantastic, played strong. Trey Nixon played his butt off. Some young wideouts played really well when given the opportunity. Jalen Robinson made a bunch of plays, and God, you just look at the ability of our kids and our team to adjust. Really proud of what they did during 60 minutes of football.
Josh, on that specifically, when you look at Dylan Gabriels' performance, what did you see out of him? You guys have talked about him in the fall, about some of his growth and maturity from year 1 to year 2. What did you see about that in this game?
Well, you saw a defense that was completely different than anything that they had on tape. Completely different. And from the first snap on, he had his eyes in the right place. He understood his protections. We made a ton of adjustments on the sideline, and he was flawless in doing all that. And that's extremely hard to do. And I think it just speaks to his growth from year 1 to year 2 in mastering our concepts against all different defenses, understanding defenses and how to attack them. It's big-time football from him.
Coach, the list of things that you guys have dealt with, I mean, we already talked about COVID and stuff with the preseason. We talked about the opt-outs, and then you're going into a Georgia Tech team that's hyped up. They got an electric quarterback. We could come up with a list of things that you guys had to jump into and face today, not having played a game yet. What do you think? What does it say about your coaching staff and your group and all that you've done to get this group ready?
Speak volumes about our football family. It starts with the players, though. The investment that they've made. We had some kids opt out. We understood why those kids were opting out. There's some unique circumstances that they're dealing with. But our program is built on going 1-0 and not blinking and continuing to compete. They've done that every day. Once we got on the football field, they've competed in a great way. And that's why you're able to go out and perform in week 1, your first ball game of the season, on the road against a football team, that just had a big win last week. I think it speaks to our football program. It speaks to the strength of what we are on the football field. And we're on a journey of going 1-0, trying to do that every day, do that every week, and get a scoreboard this week that says we were able to be good enough, and looking forward to the next opportunity.
Coach, the accuracy that we saw from Dylan today, that first touchdown to Marlon, and then a couple of the other passes, really all the passes, how much of that is coached? How much of that is just God-given ability that he has?
It's all coaching. Man, we continue to fine-tune all of their physical tools, try to keep getting them in a better position to be more consistent with the football. But he's consistent, man. He's accurate with the football. I'll say that about our entire quarterback group. You watch Carter Jones, he's going to do the same thing, man. Our guys are coached up really well by Joey Halsley. They understand what they're doing, and they play with great technique. That room is going to continue to get better and better.
Now that you've seen the atmosphere, do you have any concerns with player safety, player health, given the crowds? Are you able to hear me?
I am able to hear you. Are you talking about just our interaction with the fans?
Now that you've been able to see how many people are here, what it looks like to have people in a stadium, how close people can actually get to players, things like that, like the traditional, like people want to touch hands on the way in and out of a tunnel kind of thing. Do you have any concerns at all? Anything like that? Is it what you thought it would be? Is it what you prepared for?
We'll always be concerned about our players' health and safety, right? And our medical procedures, protocols continue to change. Our staff has done a great job of educating our players and trying to stay on them and make sure that we're doing everything we can for them to be safe. But I thought today, just there wasn't a ton of interaction. Our kids will get a chance to see their parents tonight. They're going to have to be smart in how they do that. They're going to have to wear a mask. When they're done, they're going to have to wash their hands. Nothing's the same besides the 60 minutes on the football field. Every other interaction you have leading up to kickoff and after kickoff is completely different.
Coach, can you update us on Trey Nixon? Obviously, he came down hard after catching that touchdown. And did the offense kind of take a little bit to kind of get in rhythm when he wasn't out there for the rest of the game?
Uh, you don't just replace Trey Nixon, right? He's a really good player that's done it at a high level for us for a long time. Made a great play, had a great start to the first half there. Our struggles offensively weren't just directly correlated to Trey. We got behind the chains a couple of times, weren't playing on our schedule and with our tempo. And, there are a couple of a situation where, I probably didn't put our kids in the best situation either on a critical third, fourth down.
Coach, what's it say about your team that you had nobody miss the game with COVID concerns? It must say something about their commitment. Also, your offense, even though you had almost 700 yards of offense, could have been even more if not for that third quarter, could it not?
Yeah, you would be right about that, Mike, for sure. There's things that we're going to be able to get a lot better at. At the same time, it's not easy. They got 85 scholarships. They got a good coaching staff over there too. So I am proud of what we did at the end of the day. The third quarter can be better. I can't remember your first question, Mike. Our players. Yes, really proud of them being smart and taking care of themselves and taking care of our football family at the same time. You can't take it for granted. It's one, interaction that can change the course of our program, and we got to be smart in how we handle ourselves.
Coach, can you talk about freshman Josh Delaney, forced fumble recovery, interception as a true freshman in his first game? What did you think about him?
Yeah, not a true freshman, man. Just the way he practices, which is why he plays the way he does today. It's not a surprise for anybody inside of our program. From the beginning of training camp, he's been really mature. Because of COVID, right? Our ability to have meetings with our players, our freshmen, a little bit earlier, I think that's accelerated some of those young guys understanding in what we're doing, right? We would rather been in person with them, but typically our freshmen don't show up until late June. Because of the COVID rules, we were able to get those guys going a little bit earlier on the installs defensively and offensively. And I think that's helped those guys progress early here in training camp in the early part of the season.
Coach, I guess, after everything everyone's gone through to get to this point to play a game, can you talk about what the post-game atmosphere was like celebrating with your guys?
Awesome, man. The locker room was best locker room I've been in, man. Just guys so excited. Obviously happy about the win, but I think as much as anything, just happy that they got to do what they love to do today. And none of them took it for granted. They love one another, and it's something I'll remember forever.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.